Howdy folks, this is the Command Line Vulpine here, and welcome back to my tutorial series for Dwarf Fortress. This is the Let's Play tutorial series, not the shorter tutorials, which you can also find on the channel, where I'm going to crop out parts of these videos into smaller, more consumable videos. So we could play now and just get default skills and equipment and things. That's not the reason we would do this. We could have just done the tutorial if we wanted the default stuff. We are going to prepare for the journey carefully. So, there's a lot going on here. One thing to note, if you're an old player of the game who's playing the Steam version for the first time, your skill points for your peasants is now separated from your points from items. In classic Dwarf Fortress, your point pool is all for everything, and you have to spread it out. And here, your skills for peasants are different, so you actually want to spend all the points for your peasants that you can. So, we can click view to see what these characters are like. Over here in the overview, it says what they're good at. Some of it's not really going to be able to help you very much. Like, I don't really know what Forenic's going to do. But it does say that this guy values nature, so he might be a really good hunter. This one covers quickly, good intuition, poor social skill. This might be a good miner, because he'll be separated from other people most of the time, the miner. This one, high social awareness, disdains power. I was going to say this one might be a good leader, but he disdains power, so I don't know about that. So I don't know what we do with him. This person has a lot of negative ones. Merciful, good with language. Clumsy, yeah, I don't really know what we're going to do with them. Good spatial sense. Developed empathy, overcautious. This might be a good mason. I think spatial sense helps with making things out of rock. Values tranquility, vain, fact-oriented. This might make a good bookkeeper. We need bookkeepers to have precise counts of our stuff. And this one disdains advice. That's funny. Leisurely. Also values nature. So you might be going outside. Okay. So I'm going to say, because you have good intuition and you value nature, we're going to make you my fisherman. And unfortunately, the skills have been sorted in very strange ways, so it actually takes like a really long time for me to figure out where the skills are. They are not in alphabetical order for some reason, which they weren't in alphabetical order in the classic game. But in the classic game, there wasn't extra tabs, right? In the classic game, it was just all in one list, which made it so it made more sense to like group things that are similar together. Now it doesn't make sense to group things that are similar together because you can just put them on a different tab. But they didn't do that. Instead, they're both on different tabs and messed up. So this is our Fisher Dwarf. We are also going to make them our leader. So we're going to give them the ability to trade. And there's a lot of abilities that go into trading, but appraiser, judge of intent, negotiator, persuader, and then I might actually like knock a couple of those down and then also give you, there's an actual leader skill in here somewhere. There it is. I guess it's not organized in a way that makes that easy. Okay, you're going to be our miner. As well max out their mining skill. The miner we will also make our mechanic. Just because there's certain things we have to get done. And we have only so many dwarves to work with. We only have 7. So sometimes you have to give someone else a random skill. Mechanic is something we're going to need right away, so we're going to make them the miner mechanic. Kind of an odd combination, but it works. Now, there's someone else who is good outside. That was you. You're going to be the hunter. So hunting in this game is called ambushing. We have to find it, though. Well, let's at least give him his combat skills. Let's make him a Marksdwarf because we're going to give him a crossbow. We'll also give him a level of armor user, a couple levels of dodge, just so he can get through any fight, really. Now we got to find ambusher. There it is. Competent ambusher. Skill ambusher. Make you a little bit better at Marksdwarf. All right. Nice social awareness. Brawler. Spatial sense. We wanted you to be our mason. Masons work with stone. Gonna make you a competent mason at least. And then we're also going to make you our stonecrafter. Again, in the long run, we'll want like a separate stonecrafter from our mason. But right now, he's just going to do both. Because we only have so many people to work with. Tranquility. Real poor intuition. Fact-oriented. Thickly, impatient, and clumsy. I think you're going to be our farmer, which is called planting here, but it's also referred to as farming in other places. It's kind of confusing. Dwarf Fortress is like that. So we'll give you the planting skill. We'll give you the herbalist skill. Herbalist just lets you pick plants that are randomly on the map, as opposed to plants that you actually plant. That just gives them something to do while we wait to get the farms up and going, because it's going to take us a little bit to get the farms going. So who's left? Tranquility, high stamina, fact-oriented, good with language, brawler. Okay. I think this guy... Yeah, this is a guy. Oh, you're frail. Frail but high stamina is kind of a pain. Okay, well, seeing that you're frail, I think I'm going to make this guy our woodcutter carpenter. Competent woodcutter, competent carter, and competent woodcrafter. I would say carpentry is probably the most important one for him, so we'll give the last skill point there. And then this last character is our kind of where we dump everything else on. He needs to cook. He needs to brew. It's, again, cooking and brewing should be right next to each other, but cooking's over here and brewing's over here. It's because dwarves need alcohol to survive, so the brewing is actually considered higher priority than the food. So we'll give him those two. We'll also give him butcher and fish cleaner. So basically all our food prep stuff is this person's job. Okay. So that's all of our dwarves. Let's move on to items. So there's a lot of items. We could be at this for a very long time. First of all, I only have one woodcutter, so I don't need two axes. I only have one pick. I only have one miner, so I'm only going to bring one pick. Now, the next cheat code, you can build these immediately out of the carpenter's workshop. We don't need a stepladder. We don't need a wheelbarrow. We can make them. Those are very expensive items that we don't need to bring with us. Same thing for crutches, splints, and buckets. We can make those out of the carpenter's workshop like immediately. Not our concern. Next thing. Pigtail, or whatever these are going to be, because a lot of your stuff gets randomized based on your location and stuff. Pigtail stuff is expensive. The cheapest thing in the game, and you can search here for a specific thing, is cave spider silk things. So we can get 5 cave spider silk bags for half the price of the pigtail bags. So we'll just switch them out. And then we can do the same for thread. Get rid of the pigtails. And then the same with the ropes. In fact, I'm going to grab 2 extra ropes because ropes are kind of important and not the easiest thing to make. Now, let's clear this out. This will just stay here unless you clear it out, which will mess up looking for other things. Let's grab some more drinks. Because like I said, the dwarves need alcohol to survive. We need to grab the wine as well. And we'll just crank all these up to 30. Just so we have a huge supply of drink. Also, the general thing to note when you're in the item menu here, you want to bring a variety of things. Like you don't want to grab like 100 of these snail eyes. You want to grab like 10 different types of food, right? Each one that you bring gives you an extra barrel to start the game with. So the more things you bring, the more free barrels you get. Let's also grab more fish. You have lobsters, cavefish. Sometimes you'll have turtles here too. We did not get turtles this time. But we'll grab cavefish. Why not? And because they've separated the points now, we have just an absurd amount of points to grab things here with. Let's grab. We need a hunting weapon for our hunting dwarf. We are going to give them a copper crossbow. Copper stuff is the cheapest, like weapons and tools and stuff that you can get here. Often you can make wooden stuff once you're in game, but you can't grab like wooden crossbows, I don't think. Yeah. Can't make a wooden crossbow here, but you can build it in game. Kind of an odd thing, but just something to be aware of. And then we're going to need copper bolts. I'm going to get 40. I think they can fit 20 in a quiver. So we'll let them have 2 quivers of copper bolts. Again, normally you make them out of wood, but here we can only grab them out of metal, which is fine. Normally I even drop my anvil because it'll be a long time before we can get a smithing industry going. However, because now that there's so many points, you might as well take it with you. Okay, so let's grab more food. The food's kind of the annoying one to deal with. At least the way I do it, I don't have to do it this way, you know? Okay, because see how, because copper was still in here, I couldn't find any food. I'm like, what the heck is going on? We'll go to meat. And what I like to do for meat is I like to get just like 15 of each. I usually do 10 of each, but again, we have so many extra points, we might as well grab 15 of each. And then I grab anything that's 2 points, because I don't think it matters. I'm not going to get like the bug brains though. I don't know if there's like a big difference. These are both meat. They might not stack. Or they might get stacked in one barrel instead of giving me a separate barrel. Let's grab some wombat lungs. Let's grab some yak hearts. Yes, dwarves they have interesting tastes, to say the least. Aardvark intestines. That seems good. All right. Now, the backbone of our food supply is actually going to be plump helmets. Plump helmets are a mushroom that we grow underground. Doing my speed clicking strategy. We're going to give 40 plump helmets spawn. Rock nuts are just consumed once and then they don't produce a seed, so I'm not really sure what the value in keeping them is. Dimple cups, I think, can be brewed into a drink. So we're going to bring 30 of those. We might as well crank these up because we have extra points. We'll just make these like 20 though, because they're not quite as important as the plump helmets and dimple cups. You know what? We didn't replace this cloth with cave spider cloth. Or cave spider spilt. Cave spider. Used to actually be able to bring cave spiders with you, which is really cool, but they got rid of that a long time ago. There it is. At the top. How much was there? Just 5? Yeah. Yeah, like it's all half price. I think it's just because it's silk, it's half price. So we do that. Where's our regular plump helmets? Like we get these, but yeah. We want more just regular plump helmets. They are 4 times the cost of bringing seeds though. But each of them will also drop a seed after they've been eaten. So it's just kind of a very good thing to have, just extra plump helmets. And I have a bunch of extra points. Let's do our animals before we do anything else here, because these types still share points. What we're going to want is a war dog, male or female. And then we want a hunting dog, male or female, opposite gender of the one we just got. So we'll get the female war dog and a male hunting dog. We will also grab a male and female cat. We want breeding pairs of things so that we can get more. So the war dog is going to help protect our base. We're going to assign it to our fisherman, because the fisherman usually ends up in a lot of trouble in these games, because sometimes there's crocodiles in the water, which will like one-shot them. So we want the war dog with them to be able to help them out with that. Hunting dog's going to get assigned to our hunter, obviously. And the cats are just going to wander around and kill vermin, which is very nice. I'm also going to grab an ewe and a ram. That'll give us milk and wool. We're going to grab 2 roosters and 4 hens so we can make eggs later. And then we're going to grab 4 doe rabbits and 2 buck rabbits, because rabbits are extremely cheap to bring, and they reproduce really quickly. So they're a decent source of food, actually. So that's what we'll roll with that. Now we have 135 points left. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get us a better pickaxe. So, oops. Let's grab an iron pickaxe. Get rid of the copper one. And then let's also upgrade our regular axe. I think best we can do here is a bismuth bronze axe. That'll just help our miner and tree cutter be more effective. 15 points left. Let's just grab more plump helmet spawn, because you really can't go wrong. Let's grab like 47. I know it's a weird number, but it allows me to grab 2 more regular plump helmets. Now, we can actually name our fortress. We don't have to go with whatever they give us. Let's see, I think I need to move my head. So down here, we can name our fortress. So the front compound is like the first word, rear compound's the second word. You can also make it even more complicated if you wish. I'm just going to customize the front compound and first compound. You can actually search for words. Like, this is a huge dictionary of words. And the whole point of this is there's also a dwarf name. So you'll have the dwarf name of it, and then the real name, or the English name of it. So I'm going to name our thing light. Istam. And then the rear compound, I'm going to make fire. It's just this is just the name of my fantasy nation. Istam Razil Lightfire. Very cool. We can also name our group and stuff. Actually customize our symbol. I think this is new. There's a fox on here. Fox me. Fox woman. That's funny. Okay. I don't think we can pick multiple things here. I'm just trying to see how we... Okay. Or maybe we can. Not sure. It's a different... Well, this didn't exist in the other one. Oh, hold on. Keep working. I think there is more. I think you can keep going there, but we're just going to leave it like that. I've never done that before anyway. Group name. I don't know. Crystalline Tombs kind of seems cool. I'm just going to leave that the way it is. We'll save this profile as the YouTube profile, just so we can go back to this. The thing to know about saving an Embark profile is, remember how I said it randomizes the stuff you start with? Well, some of this food is not going to be available the next time you launch. So even if you pull open this group, it'll bring up a pop-up that says not all of the things were able to get put onto the Embark. So you need to go back in and, well, it'll load what it can, but then you need to go in and pick new food, because that's usually what gets kicked out. Anyway, let's embark. We'll end this episode here to keep things a little bit concise. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, remember to hit the like button, keep the conversation going in the comments, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Until next time, hope you have a good day.